Hello, and welcome to another video. My camera is askew. Okay, let's fix that. Today is going to be my favorite makeup products of 2025. As I said in my last video, I went through a long phase of not using makeup this year. I was in a new space. I was trying to figure things out in my life because I moved out and stuff, and I just wasn't very motivated to, so I didn't for several months. I've recently gotten back into it in the last couple weeks, but I still know what are my favorites of this year from the beginning of the year and the few times that I have done my makeup. I definitely know what products it is that I like to use. So I basically got like one for every category. There's some of them that I think I have two technically. So let's just get right into it. First step in my makeup routine, primer. So I do have two for primer because the first thing that I do a lot of the times before I do my makeup is I put on moisturizer, which I don't technically count as a primer. I'm just someone who has very dry skin, and I don't want my makeup to cling to any dry patches of skin. So my favorite moisturizer of this year, I only have the mini with me because my big one is in my car and I didn't want to go outside. So my favorite moisturizer of this year is the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. This is a very thick moisturizer. I really like it. I put it on every morning. My skin feels very nice all day. It doesn't get dry. This is the moisturizer that I have been using all year. I've gone through like 3 tubes of it, so I really enjoy this. Next is a real primer. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. If you watched my empties video, you'll know that I went through 2 other bottles of this year, and this one's half empty. So, this is a really nice primer for me. I know a lot of people prefer the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer to this. However, that one, I guess I like the hydrating benefits of this as well as the grippiness. And it's light and it dries and it feels nice. I am a big hater of the Power Grip Primer. This, however, it's very light. It moisturizes my skin and it still leaves my face feeling a little bit tacky for that makeup to like stick on, right? So this is definitely number 1 primer for me. Next up, we have foundation. These are on their last legs. My favorite foundation of this year is the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech, whatever. You'll notice that I have 2 of them. Yes? Sorry, I'm trying to not just completely cover this one with my finger. My skin changes from summer to winter like anybody else. This one's too dark for me. This is clearly too light for me. And I mix the 2 of them depending on kind of what my skin tone is like. I also use the white with like cream bases and stuff to make like colored foundations if I need that. So, I had a bit of a learning curve with these this year. They kept pilling up on me really badly. I thought it was my primer. I tried different primers, didn't really like any of them, and it didn't seem to solve the problem. And what I found out is I just need to use more. I was trying to use so little that there was just nothing there. Then it would just ball up on itself, and it didn't work. But now I'm using more, which is still not a ton of foundation. I'm not going crazy. Like, instead of using like 1 pump of each, I use like 2 pumps of each. And it makes it a lot better. This year I learned a lot to be not scared of using a little bit more product. So, these are my favorite foundations. Can you hear the vent behind me? It sounds like ghosts. Spook. I have 3 concealers. They're all for different things. This Hourglass concealer was my favorite kind of all-around thing to use. It is a little lighter than my skin tone, but not very much. This is what I would use on most days. It's really nice, really smooth, just all around very nice. This was kind of a splurge for me this year, and I really do like it. The Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This one is quite a bit lighter. Actually, I might not have the right shade in my hand, but I have one of these. It's my favorite for brightening and giving more of like a dramatic effect without it being too crazy. And then I also have a pure white concealer, which is from LA Colors. And this is just if I really, really, really need that brightening look. And I'll put like a little dot of white right in the inner corner and it'll look fine. They all, the Too Faced one is a little bit thicker, but I find that when you blend it out, it's not that bad. And then this one, sometimes this one is a little thin, but it doesn't bother me because I don't necessarily want my under eye to be completely white. I just want it to be a little lighter than what it is. So. For bronzer, my favorite is the Westman Atelier. I only have a little one because I was trying it out, and takes you a while to go through. I don't do much contour here or here. It's mostly just my nose, a little bit on my nose. And so this lasts me a while. This is in the shade Biscuit, and I really like it. Very creamy, very blendable. It's a little on the warm side. I do really like this though. I do still use it every day, and I don't hate how it looks. I do really like how it looks. So next is blush, and my favorite for blush is also Westman Atelier. I have 5 shades of their blush. I have 4 mini ones. 3 of these were from a holiday set, and the other one was just one that I already had. And then I got 1 full-size one this year. I enjoy all but one of these shades. And I'll let you guess which one it is. Out of these 5, which one do you think that I don't like and use as much? If you said the neon highlighter pink one, you would be correct. Congratulations. I think it's been used once. It's just a little much for me. These two, I don't know if you can tell because the light's a little low, but this one is a little bit more orangey brown and this one's a little bit more rosy pink. They're both very like dark colors. I really liked these throughout the fall and like the end of summer. I really was into these when I did do my makeup. And then when winter came around, I kept seeing everybody do very, very like dark red blushes, and I didn't really own one of those, and I found this shade. I really like it. It's a very like, it's like a deep red, and I really, really, really do like this one. I've used it quite a few times and I haven't even owned it for that long. And then this one is more of a corally shade, and I wore this one a lot during the spring. A little bit of these goes a long way. These are pretty pigmented. I do really like them. Next we have pressed powder, which I use under my eyes, and for the second year in a row probably, I have the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder, whatever it is. I really like this. I want to try other pressed powders because I think this is a little orange for me at times, and it doesn't go any lighter, so I may be experimenting with that in the future. But given that this is the only pressed powder I use this year, it's gotta be my favorite. Next up is normal powder, just normal powder. I've been using the Huda Beauty one for the like second half of this year. I really, really, really like this. It's a very fine powder, and if you like dump it out, it doesn't clump as it comes out, whereas the one size, which is what I was using before, was a little bit clumpy. There's nothing particularly wrong with that, but this one is like a very fine powder. And I don't know if it's because it has the little it has like a sifter thing inside of it. It's got like a little net sifter thing, so I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I don't know. But it's a very nice and fine and silky soft powder. I really, really like it. And it mattifies everything. After that is setting spray. I have the Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray. Once again, there were 2 of these in my empties video, so I've gone through a lot of this stuff. I really like it. It works well. It's got a nice mister. People complain about spots on their makeup, but I've shooken it up every time and I've never had that issue, so maybe user error on your end. But I really like this. I kind of want to try, they have a matte version of this, because I'm very much a matte makeup person. So they have a matte version of the all-nighter spray. So I've thought about trying that once this runs out. I have like a third left maybe, so I might be trying that. We will see. Highlighter. I have the Patrick Ta Duo highlighter thing. I don't know if this is something that's wrong with mine or if it's everybody else's, but the powder in this is very fragile. And so I keep a folded cotton pad over it and keep it closed and laying on its back. This is a very, very, very pretty highlighter. I've never used the balm because I'm not a liquid or balm highlighter person. I'm very much a powder highlight person. But it's very nice. It's got some sparkle to it, but it's not just like glitter to me. I do really, really like this. I just wish it wasn't so fragile. That's kind of all for like the base routine. And so now I have, okay, for lips, my favorite things have been, this is the Kaleidos lip clay. I really, really like these. As someone who has a lot of issues with like the texture of lip products on their lips for very long, this goes on and I don't feel it. My favorite color has been Cold Smoke for a while, but I do wear the other colors all the time. But this kind of formula is really, really, really nice for me. My other top lip product, I cannot find right now. It might be in my car, it might be at someone else's house, but it is the Fenty lip gloss. It's the pink one from the Arcane collection. It's really nice. You can just put it on. It doesn't look like too much. You can put it on with or without makeup, and it's very, very nice. It's just a nice pinky color. It looked a little dark in the bottle. I was a little worried about that, but it is like the perfect pink color. I really like it. I have a couple of my favorite brushes here. First up is this brush. This is the Real Techniques 200 brush. This is it's not a super long brush, but it's very dense. Next up is the Real Techniques 210 brush. This is basically the same thing, but mini. Again, shorter, pretty dense, a little less dense, I would say. Next is this Made by Mitchell brush. I think it says MF1. But again, dense, short, for blush, bronzer, powder. These are probably, I really like dense brushes. Can you tell? Next is a very not dense brush. This is, I wonder if you can even see it. I mean, not really. So this is the Glisten Cosmetics L1 brush, and it's basically the shortest, thinnest little eyeliner brush, detail brush that they have. I have probably 6 of these. They work the best for me, give me the most control, and you can make really tiny, thin little lines. Lastly is this Half Magic brush. It doesn't have a name or anything, but if you look at it, I'm pretty sure it's recognizable. This is kind of a thinner, kind of angled brush. I use this for sharp eyeliner, not eyeliner. I use this for like sharp eyeshadow lines, and the issue with these kind of brushes for me is that they somehow always seem to get damaged if I want to take them anywhere. Not damaged, but like the bristles, instead of being like this at the end, they fray out a little bit just because it's pushed against the side of a bag, right? It makes sense. But with this one, it puts a little cover over the top, and it's tiny and compact, and it works really, really well. I really enjoy this brush. It is great to be able to throw in a to-go bag. I seem to have lost my mascara. My favorite mascara of this year was the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. I really like it. You can either layer it up to go bold, or you can do just a little bit for a more natural look. The only beef that I have with it is I opened a new one this year, and it's the same price. However, the packaging is no longer like hefty like it was before. It's like this cheap plastic stuff that I am not the biggest fan of, but that's just me. It works really well. The product still works really well. It's just me being annoyed by something dumb. But last up is eyeshadows. My top eyeshadow palette that I used, out of this entire year was the Lethal Cosmetics Avatar: The Last Airbender water palette. The white I've hit pan on. This blue I've used, and these glitters here I used all the time, especially the silver one. Lethal Cosmetics has really nice eyeshadows, especially their glitters. Their glitter eyeshadow, which I have a bunch of singles of, all of these up here. These are my favorite. I reach for this palette every single time that I do my makeup. Again, I really enjoy the silvers, but these are like duochrome, multichrome, glitter, sparkle, metallic, all sorts of stuff. They do these really, really, really well. This is definitely the top company for glitters, in my opinion. To go along with these, this is kind of an honorable mention product, is this elixir stuff that they sell, which basically you put into any eyeshadow, any brand works that I've found so far as well. But you scrape a little bit of like eyeshadow pigment onto a palette or something, put a drop of this in, and it basically turns into, depending on how much you put in it, it can either be like a cream or like a liquid, and you can just use it like a liquid eyeshadow or eyeliner, or like, basically it makes it just a lot. You can do like graphic eyeliner with it and stuff. It's awesome. This is a really cool product. I've never seen this before. And then lastly is eyeliners. I do quite a bit of like graphic eyeliner and like just designs with eyeliner because it's easy to do. And I will say that my favorite company is Glisten Cosmetics and their water activated eyeliners. I have 3 palettes from them now. There you go, that's cool. These work really well. They're pigmented. I've never had them be like to the point where I can't mix them a little more to make them less watery or anything. And they stay on. I mean, we wore these as fun eyeliners to football games. We would do it to like whatever the theme was, like neon or whatever. And where we live, it was always misting or raining. Like it was always wet. And even though these are water activated, it didn't come off, which was great. We didn't have like pink and purple lip dripping down our faces. That would not be ideal. That is all. Those are all of my favorite makeup products for this year. And I'm very excited to use them going into this next year because I've been getting into doing more makeup again, having fun with it, being more creative. So expect to see these next year if you stick around my channel. Or if you look at my old videos. They're definitely there. That is all from me today, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.